Mr. Hearn. Continue talking to
I am
Mr. Hearn.
gaveling. When I gavel, you stop
Don't
speaking.
raise your voice to me.
Well, I have to because you're speaking over everybody.
No, I'm not. I'm trying to defend myself as a council member to someone who's improperly conducting the meeting. You gonna stand for this?
She is wrong.
Where's the media? Remember, the council has been asked to leave.
You can't remove a council member for doing his job.
Charlie, you ought to be sitting in that chair anyways.
That's right.
We all know that.
You got my resignation ready. I'll leave my gear here, I'll meet for another ride. My car will be here, my gear will be here.
You have my congratulations. Ladies and gentlemen.
Because of her.
Because of
Because of her. Just like that every meeting. Every meeting. This isn't a first. She's on this power trip. See, she wears the pants. Yes.
This is worse than Nazi Germany.
This government is an insult to every white cross.
Everybody in
That's
South
over a
Bend that
soldier's
I've talked
body.
to, that's a politician, police officer, anybody else, they are ashamed that Roseland exists in this area because of those two, not because of us.
It's Roseland, located along State Road 933 in northern St. Joe County between South Bend and the Michigan line. News Center 16's Judy Lykowski did some digging beneath the surface of this small town with big problems. And Judy, what'd you find out?
Well, Terry, the town's government here consists of 3 council members, and recently 2 council members on that team were married, which means that they do share the same last name, Snyder. But some people have given this town of Roseland a new name, Snyderville.
We've got a deadbeat dad and he owes a bunch of money in the junction.
Snyderville Junction.
There's a bounty on the heads of Dorothy and David in the junction.
Snyderville Junction.
So throw them out on their asses and give the town back to the masses in the junction.
Snyderville Junction.
95.3 WAOR, South Bend's #1 classic rock station. It's your morning drive with Dixon 6:05, broadcasting live from the Pizza King in Roseland.
Love it. I love it. This is what we've been waiting for.
Or is it okay? Do you think it's okay for the morning if we just say it's the Pizza King in Snyderville?
Yeah,
All right.
that'll work. Sign out front says it.
Happy Valentine's Day, everybody.
I was raised in a small town. You get along with your neighbors. Yeah, you're going to have clashes and everything, but you try to make life as easy as possible and as pleasant as possible. Well, with the Snyders, it's just the opposite.
If someone doesn't get the proper permits, it's up to the zoning commissioner, of which I had the dubious honor of being the zoning commissioner. It's all contained within the code book. And if you don't get permits, it's a $50 per day fine until you get the permits. So like this fellow behind me, he was served notice today. So if he doesn't apply for a permit tomorrow, it starts at $50 a day. If they do not come and get their permit, we had the authority to go in and raise their improvements. So in other words, we can take out their windows, tear off their sheetrock, their insulation, wiring, whatever they've done. That can be done.
I think where a lot of the conflicts stem from is their lack of diplomacy or lack of compromise on some things. They've taken a very hardline approach to enforcing the town ordinances.
Go ahead and give a ticket for leaving his trash cans in the front. They go in the rear. Sorry. So this man, even though he has sued us, continues to thumb his nose at the town government of Roseland. So what the town government of Roseland is going to do is we're going to barricade this building, lock it up, and he'll be out of this building come Monday morning. He will no longer be here.
I didn't realize putting in $32 worth of gravel constituted getting a building permit. So I don't think this ticket's right. And I think, you know what I mean? I don't understand how I read all your ordinances and stuff and I don't see anything in there that just applies to what I did. Do you have any response for me? Do I get a response? I just got one more thing to say. Thank God you and Dorothy never reproduced.
Yeah.
I'm out of here. I already know I'm kicked out. That's okay. God knew what he was doing there, let me tell you.
Good evening, I'm Deborah Daniel.
And I'm Cindy Ward. She wanted to improve a neighborhood eyesore.
But a Roseland business owner says she's received nothing but harassment every step of the way. At issue is this garage on 933 in Roseland.
It's been an ongoing battle with them. Each ticket, each permit I fought for, each ticket I fought against. I've gotten so many tickets, it's hard to say which one was the first. Oh, I know. The first one was no demolition permit, which I didn't demolish anything. The building's still here. Let's see, littering for the paint chips, then no plumbing permit, which I had.
Talk about it as a business owner here in Roseland. What are some of the things that you go through as a struggle as a business owner?
Well, they make it tough. You know, they write different ordinance violations for such things as weeds that are like behind the building. You know, they're not visible from the street, not public. We don't remove our snow fast enough from the sidewalks.
Wait, you get a ticket for not removing your snow fast enough? What do you like, leave it up 3-4 days?
No, I mean, their rule's like 24 hours. So, you know, we remove it in 24 hours. If a snow truck comes by and plows it on there, 15 minutes later, we're in violation.
I grew up in Chicago, the home of some of the most incredible politics in the entire world, and this blows it away in
It
terms of
does. You
stupidity,
talk about
so.
shady business. This is shady business.
Sliders! Smokes if you got 'em! Smokes if you got 'em! Actually, this wig pretty much keeps my face pretty warm. Free Roseland! Free Roseland! Come on! Free the damn thing!
Oh, this is one of my favorite ones. Of course, he was issued a ticket. His ticket runs at $50 a day. We're now up to about 6 months, 180 days. He is now up to about $9,000 in fines. That wasn't enough for him. He went ahead and put up a sign without a permit, which he has a ticket for. You see the sign work he did, it's already falling apart. So anybody comes out with a gun, let me know, will you?
The businesses were used to the town of Roseland either leaving them alone, or if they told them, you know, they needed to do this or that, either they did it or they didn't. They did not believe that the town of Roseland could actually tell them what, you know, to follow town ordinances.
These are the things that you have to keep up and keep people doing. If you've ever heard of the broken window theory, good. This is the theory. You keep things neat, you keep them cleaned up. It builds pride, it builds value.
Ultimately, they fight all the county and state agencies, okay, because they are above everything in the state, the country, the universe, you know, that kind of a mentality.
End of this year, he won't stick around. He's going to take what cash they have left. He's going to leave. You guys want to make a nice bet on a dinner? I bet you. I'll buy all 3 of your dinners. Buy me 3-to-1 odds. He'll be gone probably by February of next year with her money.
Well, yeah, all of the hell that they have caused Roseland and people in it, there has not been one torment
Gideon.
to those people. Not one. In any other town, any other city, I'll bet you there'd be torment.
I think what's going on right now is civil disobedience. I think it's a learning curve for people to understand that you live in a town. They think they live in the place where there's no laws and there's no responsibilities, and they're finding it's different.
We didn't actually begin dating until the spring of 2004. So we were both already council members, and then Mr. Snyder said to me he'd like to change the dynamics of our relationship, and then we did begin a romance in the spring of 2004, and we were married in July 16th of 2004.
And I do recommend that line. It seems to work.
Many of the people say they want the Snyders to resign because they're only looking out for themselves. But after many outbursts and finger-pointing by almost everyone, Mr. Snyder nominated his wife, Dorothy, to replace Charlie Shields as president.
I make a motion that Dorothy Snyder serve as the term of presidency of the town board of the town of Roseland.
A quick vote and the meeting adjourned. But the end of the meeting didn't put an end to the drama.
He just said I'm a piece of shit. Hold on, Nancy, you know that. Resign, Dorothy, get out of here. At least I own up to my mistakes. You don't.
I'm hoping it won't be too much longer before either one or both of them are in jail. Because we know that they've done enough illegal stuff. It's just a matter of time before it all comes down on top of them.
I've even been told not to wear certain clothes into a town council meeting, which is a violation of my rights.
We're not allowed to speak at these meetings. So basically the only way we can do it is either what we say to the press, or the news, or, by expressing on a t-shirt. That's about all we can do. Or our signs, like the front of the building, expressed on my signs.
I do want you to understand that the sign issue here, which has been such a big hubbubaloo, started with no trespassing signs. And according to the code, you may not have trespassing signs. So I gave people notice to take down their no trespassing signs. They refused. Then they decided they would get these little yellow yard signs that said, "Give back Roseland." So we gave them tickets for that. Then we had guys who had a lot of ingenuity who made their own special signs. Then they thought, well, they won't dare to give us tickets for putting up support our troops signs. So you have to have a permit to do it. They didn't get the permit, I gave them the ticket. It's a $50 a day fine. They went to court.
My personal opinion is he's a socio-psychopath, and I hope he gets help.
When they didn't want to listen to what we had to say and to voice our concerns, our opinions on the way Roseland should go, and then when they actually told residents in front of their face, "You're not Roseland, we are," you got to stop that. I mean, that's that head swelling up, the power trips kicking into overdrive.
It's call to order. Mr. Shields, are you here? Here. I'm here, and Dorothy is absent. All right, we'll have a public hearing at this time then, for those who speak in favor of first, and for those opposing second.
Right, I think Clay Township's a very good fire department. They're rated third or first in the state, and not that you guys can do any better than what they have to offer, period.
I think it will be a great benefit to all of us, to German, to Clay, to Roseland, and even Indian Village.
All I would ask is that I can table my personal differences with you, and I would ask you to do the same. But I think the right thing to do here is to approve this territory.
We'll close that segment. We're now ready to hear anybody speaking against the merger of German and Clay fire territories. Is there anyone wishing to speak against the merger? Is there anyone wishing to speak against the merger of German and Clay fire territories? The hearing is now closed. I move that we approve the ordinance. Do I hear a second? Do I hear a second? Do I hear a second? Motion dies.
Excuse me. You have 9 bridge drains. But you can see the water flow off of Dobson's property, off his parking lot, right where you're standing. You see by the residue, the water that's washed off of there. These are things that should have been done before Dobson got his permit. This is just as an example. This is not to indict anybody.
You want
people-
substantiation of the tape of
No, Mr.
of
Shields,
that
I do not.
meeting? You don't? I thought you said you did.
I stated to you, Mr. Shields, instead of coming in here and
Coming in here.
coming to this meeting and giving innuendo and
Not
gossip.
innuendo, and it's not gossip.
Do you have the facts?
That's an insult, by the way.
Do you have the facts?
Yes, there's
Do you
someone in the
have the
audience
date?
that can substantiate.
No, that's not helpful.
See?
That is not helpful.
Okay, let's stop the arguing then.
Okay, that's a good idea.
Get your vote.
Okay.
You're out of order. Excuse yourself, sir. You're completely out of order. So are you. Out the door.
Where is that? Oh, I see.
Excuse
Circle
me, we
item.
will have no comments from the public.
Wow. Huh?
Great. Please do not take any chairs out of there. There's enough chairs over here.
We're out of them, okay?
No, there are chairs in the front, and there's chairs, I see empty chairs. Thank you.
One chair's not gonna hurt
Thank you.
Sorry,
Please,
Laura.
no chairs from over here.
I like sitting in the back.
Lieutenant Tiller, would you help this gentleman find an
I
empty
want
chair?
to sit in the back, because I'm bigger than most people.
Out of order, Mr. Shields.
Louder.
Need it louder? Are you hard of hearing?
It's ridiculous.
It sure is. You're way out of order.
You're out of order.
Anything else?
I think so.
I move for adjournment.
I second, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed?